welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. My regular viewers will notice that for some weeks I have been away. So I am back now. I've been on a trip to America, been to a few factories, seen a lot of stuff. There's a lot of videos coming out on that. But this is going to be my first review project now I'm back home. Now I'm not actually sure what it is. I did get a notification saying it had been delivered while I was away. But other than the fact I know it's from Sportsman Gun Centre, I don't know what it is. I'm suspecting it's another FX air rifle. On the end of the box, and you get to find out as soon as I do, this is a Dynamic 22 EXP Black 500, which I'm presuming means it's an FX Dynamic. It's in 22 caliber. EXP, I'm not sure. Black is fairly self-explanatory, and 500, I'm presuming, would lead me to believe that's the barrel length. So let's have a look. You know my style, I like to be a bit more spontaneous. I like to share a little bit of the joy of not necessarily knowing what things are and getting to learn and investigate and find out about them. But here we are, this is it. So I have done an FX Dynamic in 177, sorry. And let me just move that. And I rather liked it because of the ergonomics of it, coupled to the still we've got a chassis system. So looking at this, we've got the 500mm barrel. It's 22 caliber. Now this is the takedown and this is the compact hunting version. We've got we've got an adjustable butt pad for vertical travel, AR-15 grip, superb FX trigger, safety catch here, and it's a side cocking unit. The magazine I suspect will possibly hold 18 rounds, but I'll have to just double check that. It's got a Foster fill adapter on the bottom, which will make it pretty easy to fill up. Pop that back on there, and of course with this being an Arca rail on the bottom, or we can put M-lock, it's easy to put a bipod. The cap at the front unscrews, so I can put any sound moderator I want on that. I'm not actually sure. I'm presuming this is going to be an FAC one because it's got the full adjustability for the AMP regulators on the side. So I've got a power macro micro fine-tune system on that. Side cocking is normal, pop it back forwards. Let's just do a safe dry fire on this. And there we go. So that is going to be an excellent, superb hunting rifle. It's not to say it's not going to be a target tactical rifle as well, but this has got the build and the compact nature which I love from an air rifle at high power. That's going to be great for night vision use and ratting. Of course, having these two dials on the side means I can keep track of my fill pressure, my regulator pressure. It's a 250 bar fill on the bottle. The bottle would appear to be carbon fibre, so that keeps the weight down, and of course it's fired off now, so I can play with the fact I've got a power adjuster on the side, and I suspect that's going to be all the way up to 23, which is full power. And in 2.2 I would expect somewhere maybe 40 to 50 foot-pounds, but we shall see what it does, and of course we can tune that as well to give us an exact balance of how we need it. Let's double check now and see what capacity the magazine actually is. This is a usual FX magazine, but it's the slightly newer format, so it's got a slightly thicker casing on it, and of course the gap in the action is a little bit thicker than the crown, which this is the one that's most similar to in that respect. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, hey wait, fancy remembering that, 18 rounds it is. So you just cock that all round like that, pop that all down in there, drop one pellet in, and that will then lock the spring, which then of course can't do this, but in the meantime you then just fill up all the other slots, click that back on, click that round, and then that will of course slot straight in here. Now the Picatinny rail is marked 9mm, which is 30 minutes of angle. That's quite a lot, but on an air rifle with trajectory you might need that and appreciate it. I would probably just caution against the fact, don't use any additional inclination mounts, because you might find some scopes or night vision optics won't zero. So make sure you start out with that rail in a 0 degree mount with it to make sure you can zero it. And there are other ancillary features that maybe people want to ask questions about, because we should do a video on scope mounting with respect to night vision, because what a lot of people don't quite realise is that on the night vision scope, especially ones with rangefinders, that rangefinder is pointing effectively where it's pointing, and although you can zero the internal reticle effectively wherever you want, that rangefinder laser is pointing up or downhill. So if you've got it on a 30 MOA rail like that, the actual range finding splash is going to be quite low comparatively compared to a 0-degree mount. It's not going to be a problem because usually you can adjust or move things around. You can adjust the actual reticle to show you where the splash is, so you're not going to have a problem range finding with it. And at the end of the day, if you do want to shoot longer distances, it does mean you've got a greater internal capability for what is already an intrinsically quite loopy caliber, because it's a big pellet, quite slow relatively speaking compared to a centerfire, for which a lot of rifle scopes are designed and specified. Now, the other thing I really liked about the dynamic was, if you are shooting in a hunting scenario, because of that very streamlined low level support there, the actual proximity of the barrel center line to the support center line means that the rifle is incredibly stable. It's not like you're stacking a barrel on top of a cylinder, on top of a bottle, on top of anything like that with a tall bipod as well. You're going to get that bipod effectively, or your hand, really close into that barrel. There's a support on top here. You could also use that for adding additional visual accessories, and it also protects that barrel shroud from any kind of interruption as well. Now, these do have the forward plenum on them, so that is something to be aware of, because it gives you a little bit more tunability, a little bit more precision from it. And this has got the Smooth Twist X Superior line barrel, so I would expect that this one should be pretty good with slugs too. I do like pellets for hunting still, especially around barns and farmyards for rats, but that's just me. Looking on the Picatinny rail on the side, you've actually got position for the slots, so if you're going to repeatable swap in between, say, day and night scopes, you can change that backwards and forwards easily. Safety catches on the side there, AR-15 rubberized grip, so that's obviously adjustable. If you want a different type of grip on it, you can fit any AR-15 compatible grip, and the butt pad will go up and down on the back for a little bit of adjustability like this, and I think I'll probably put it there. So it's going to be interesting because I'll be using this one. 2.2 is my favourite air rifle caliber, FAC is my favourite FAC air rifle power, so I put some night vision on this. I'll put some daylight optics on it as well, maybe swap backwards and forwards, but this has arrived in the perfect time for the winter and ratting, because just at the moment today it's absolutely pouring it down with rain. So anything that does want to come above ground that's been burrowing down and getting waterlogged will hopefully be out and about tonight. There will be a full review of this rifle in the intermediate course of time, but I don't want to take it out of the box and tell you everything about it. I want to actually go out in the real world and use it and see if I like it, see what the benefits are, see who it might suit the best, suit the most, and just generally enjoy shooting it, because you're all going to want to see the group shot with it, some of the data printouts from the actual velocity figures you can achieve with both slugs and pellets, and those groups on paper are seemingly what sells rifles the most. People don't seem that interested in me telling them about the ergonomic interaction between rifle and human, but it's one of the things I love to talk about, because when it comes to my training facilities and training days, people usually have the problem that they don't get on very well with their rifles, and they think, oh, but it's the most accurate rifle in the world. That doesn't matter if you don't ergonomically fit with it, because that rifle has to become a part of you. Right, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, don't forget to click the notification bell, or in fact the steel gong, since I've now finally hung it up there, and keep track of the regular uploads. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.